everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for May 3rd, 2020, Sunday, 3 p.m. Eastern. Just a brief heads up for everyone that was on the call yesterday. We're having actually a Q&A so that we can cover everyone's possible interests and concerns that they may have about this application for people to literally generate some, decent money for themselves. So that call is on the blogtalkradio.com/Zora of Hollow Earth. So you can listen to that and I think participate in the Q&A with that. And that's going to be like 2:30 Mountain Time. So within a few minutes after this meditation, 10 or so minutes after. So you're welcome to come there and get your questions answered so that everybody's clear and everybody's on the same page. The security, the legitimacy, everything. We're covering it all. So just a heads up for everybody that you want to just head on over there, and you're welcome to it. A good quote from Robert Adams is, "Turn within and become liberated because it's all a dream." That might resonate with some of you. If you were to, and we talk about this on occasion, if we were to take a small step back from our minds right now and simply witness the thoughts passing through it. Now, I know that's difficult for some people, but when you step back and just look at just view the thoughts, okay? Obviously, when we're having these thoughts, we can say that, ego mind, you're not in charge here, I am, so please take a seat. And you remember that you understand that these are just thoughts. We all have them. I mean, there's no exception. So we have these thoughts, and unfortunately a lot of us will embrace them and create them into reality, which, basically lays out our existence, our life, and what happens with it. So if you were to take a step back from your mind right now and simply witness the thoughts passing through it, imagine that the thoughts you see are like clouds floating. And some of your thoughts, and we know this, some of our thoughts can be dark, dense, tense, and others feel light, white, extra fluffy. Simply be the witness to whatever thoughts you are having, and notice how the weather is in a constant state of change. So we're doing an analogy, comparison, so that you can visualize it. And the whole sky of your inner being is without thoughts, without clouds. So the whole sky of your inner being is without thoughts, without clouds. Osho. So that if you visualize the sky with no clouds, it means it's without thoughts. So we look at things so that we understand ourselves better. When you look at these clouds in the sky, are thoughts. When the sky is clear, there are no thoughts. Now, sometimes when we are yielding, forgiving, forever expansive, it's always accepting and welcoming, making space for whatever wants to enter it. And understand that you do not discriminate, judge, or hold back from anything or anyone. We are an infinite amount of space. It's kind of interesting because when you look at the fabric of the cosmos, creation, we're part of that. We're connected with it. Eternity and infinity are inherent qualities of our true essence. And who we truly are is pure consciousness and without any boundary. So our ego, ideas about ourselves, are full of boundaries and limitations. So yet whatever is the opposite must also exist in life. So you're an unlimited infinite nature, okay? You have an unlimited infinite nature, and it is your real self, pure consciousness, is the witness for everything. So when you look at yourself, your ego, let's look at the ego. And our egos are full of boundaries and limitations. Now understand that the opposite of that is no limitations and no boundaries. That also exists. We have an unlimited infinite nature. All of us do. An unlimited infinite nature. And when we talk to people, if you have conversations, you interact with people like we all do, come across somebody, if you look within, you see the self. Then there will be an end of the world and its miseries. You see the correlation. Ramana Maharishi. Look within, see the self. Then there will be an end of the world and its miseries. Most of us spend most of our time outside of ourselves. As we all know, we seek. It's somewhat a practice that we have been trained as a civilization for thousands and thousands of years. But we are conscious. We are conscious beings. It doesn't mean that everybody is aware of their consciousness, and we know that they go into this bicameral residual effect. And the proof positive for all of us is to watch the rest of us basically just go right along with when this construct was created, this so-called virus, and how everybody just kind of just eased away into their hidings. Now that's bicameral. Conscious is that would not occur. Would not occur. Because we all we choose in our own way, in our own direction, to move in a self-governing, self-leading, self-thinking direction. And I think that we all know that this vibrational harmony is connected to the creation of a paradise on this planet and a God planet. And since we're all gods, which is pure consciousness, we begin to see a very clear difference in what we were and what we are. A big difference. And this is why we look within to see ourselves. We are not going to see ourselves outside of ourselves. And we have emotional thunderstorms. It's to be expected that our inner emotional thunderstorms will get in the way of seeing the vast, boundless awareness we truly are. So it's our emotions. How does that happen? It's our ego mind, that begins to dictate to the heart mind. Most of us, throughout our existence on this planet, have been in that. We've been caught or trapped in that. And that is where the ego mind is in charge. And it dictates to the heart mind, even though the heart mind is much more powerful than the ego mind. And so it dictates, and the emotions of the heart mind get stirred up quite heavily. And those are emotional thunderstorms, hurricanes. And it clouds us, it clouds our vision, and it gets in the way of us seeing the vast, boundless awareness that we truly are. So when we cannot see, let's just look at it this way, that the skies are dark clouds. You cannot see the sky, you can just see the clouds. We cannot see the sky, so we start to feel limited, stressed out, and lost. So we quickly lose sight of our truth, our light, and our infinite spiritual nature, our core self. If you, let's say that you visualize, let's say that we all visualize in our heart minds, and that we understand that within each and every one of us is the light of 1,000 suns. Now, the light within one of us is brighter than 1,000 suns. Is this a reality? Yes, it is. And the experience of losing sight of our infinite nature is necessary and a mandatory part of our great journey through this life. Now, the seeming loss of our sky-like self makes us become even more aware and awake, so that we eventually expand beyond all the clouds into the vast infinite sky above, seeing the bigger picture of it all. So you view everything from outside it, just like this planet, just like this world, just like the third dimensional frequency, of which the majority of us are in 5D. And people say, well, how do you know that? Well, you wouldn't be experiencing and reacting to the things you are right now in this very moment that you are if you weren't in 5D. You would be interacting with the facade. That's what would be happening. So when you begin, you know that you're in a higher density and a higher frequency that you've moved into, because things just shift, they change. And some people notice them, they're subtle, other people don't notice them. But it's pretty much seamless. It's not some big, huge ripping. It is a transition. And the higher your frequency, each of our frequencies that we choose in our own way, in our own direction, to up our frequencies. How do you do that? You move in through the heart mind, not the ego mind, because the ego mind tricks a lot of people. They think they're operating from the heart mind, but they're actually operating from the ego mind. You see how that is? It's real tricky. People say, well, how do you know? Because it does, the vibrational frequency doesn't come from the heart chakra, the heart area, the heart mind. It comes from the mind. And you'll know the frequency is much different. If it's from the mind, there's no emotional feeling in that frequency. It just is. You send it. And it doesn't have the warmth and the love power that your heart, if you were operating from the heart mind. The mind does not have emotion. The heart mind is the emotion. Okay? So we allow our ego mind to take over and dictate to the heart mind. Henceforth, we end up with turmoil, stress. We have no boundaries. And once we begin to really, really understand that we are connected to the infinite parts of existence, everything. See, and unfortunately, the civilization, in a good, in a not so good way, we were trained differently. But in a good way, that's also a positive because of the fact that we become knowledgeable and conscious of it, so we know the difference. So you realize that you're boundless and you're limitless. And you understand if you were in the darkest dungeon and you breathe the air inside that dungeon, it is still air that is connected to the highest stratospheres above. The atoms of air move freely and are always exchanging in between your body and the infinite around you. So you look around and perhaps you might notice that the air around you is not disconnected from the infinite sky above. And the next inhalation that you are breathing right now is connected to the infinite sky. It's connected to everything. It's very simple to have continuous access to your sky-like self. Just don't take any clouds seriously or personally. It's a big, big thing. Just don't take any clouds seriously or personally. When anything comes to you, externally to you, we react, don't we? We all react. We act, all of us are different. We're all like snowflakes. None of us are the same. We're not identical, which makes it so phenomenal with our civilization. So you don't take things personally. You don't take anything seriously or personally. Watch and observe them and notice how each one forms out of nothing and dissolves back into nothing. And your thoughts are very entertaining to watch. Try it. Watch your thoughts for a bit. You'll find that they're very entertaining. Yet there will never be anything more amazing than the freedom that comes from being as free and infinite as the sky above us. And when we begin to fathom this and to accept it in our own direction, our own way, deep down inside of ourselves, we already know that we are not any of these ideas. Any of these ideas that we were given about ourselves. We are the witness to each of these ideas. We're only the witness. We know that we are the watcher. You, each of us, are the watcher. And these thoughts pass through. We watch them. And we are aware enough to know that we are not these thoughts. Or horrible dark storms. We know that we are the vast infinite. We're infinity. We're the infinite sky that welcomes it all. Now we know that this life that we're in is about growth, and our soul has come here to learn and evolve. And we're beginning to open up and understand and break through these facades and matrices to really get a bird's eye view of who and what we are. We choose. And we're here to deepen fully become grounded in our breath, in our heartbeat, and in every movement of our souls, we either choose or we don't, must practice awareness of this knowing until the day comes when it is permanent. We either choose or we don't choose. We must practice stopping the mind from dwelling on the perpetual spin cyclone of desire. And remember that we are free, forever free, just like the sky. It is only when we are fully being here now, in this very moment, in this very, very, very moment, and we realize that we already are this vast, pure consciousness. We will wake up and remember that we are free. And then we will forget it and fall back asleep 1,000 more times. Have you ever done that? We all do it. We wake up and remember that we are free, and then we will forget it and fall back asleep 1,000 more times. It is our karma to experience days where our inner weather patterns accumulate more precipitation, and we feel like life is heavy, dark, overwhelming, and even dismal. Perhaps a deeper part of ourselves is attempting to ignore a massive storm that's been hanging overhead. And the mind likes to hold on to those light, sunshiny days where there were only blue skies, rainbows, and not a cloud to be seen. Now, what do we compare the sky with? Our souls, our God. It is here to experience everything. Everything. Every little thing. That's why we say to be in the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. That is perpetual. It's always. It is here. Our essence is here to explore all the good and the bad dualities of life. Whatever clouds you're currently clinging to are simply clouds your soul has deemed worthy of clinging to. And for whatever karmic reason, there is some tension in holding on. So let it be. And the divine news is that no matter which type of hazy fog continues to keep clouding up your mind right now, your mind will eventually find freedom from it. Eventually. You can find this freedom at any time by simply stepping back into your infinite sky-like nature. Every storm always passes through eventually in time. But it's how we move with it. Are we in the canoe with no oars going with the current instead of fighting upstream? Which one are we? Think about that. I always use that analogy. Are you in the canoe with no oars going upstream in your current moment? Fighting that current senselessly? Or are you in the canoe with no oars and you're just letting the current take you? You have no attachments or no expectations. You'll notice that if you look at your life, you'll see it. How every thought you've been caught in has at some point passed on by. And the real crucial part here is that when we begin to practice and that we understand this, Paramhansa Yogananda, Cosmic energy is within and around you, recharging the body at all times with vitality. You can call on that eternal supply to make the body fit in every respect. A perfect body, free from dis-ease, presents less resistance to the practices for attaining self-realization. Cosmic energy is within and around each and every one of us, recharging the body at all times with vitality. Now, any of us can call on that eternal supply to make the body fit in every respect. A perfect body, free from dis-ease, presents less resistance to the practices for attaining self-realization. And we also all have experienced, in one moment it can happen, in a single instant. Many of us have experienced this. You can realize that you are not this particular weather pattern. You can step back from it all and glimpse a greater truth. And we can choose, always, perhaps through laughter, tears, or total deep relaxation. You can appreciate your weather pattern and joyfully return to the remembrance that your true nature is always going to be this vast, infinite, and limitless, like the sky. There's an old Hawaiian saying, no rain, no rainbows. Makes a lot of sense. You ever seen a rainbow without rain? And we all experience beautiful rainbows in these lives that we have chosen. And the beautiful rainbows can only happen because of the rain. Yet every time we believe a rainbow is permanent and grasp tight onto it, we start living a lie. This lie then tends to formulate a stuck cloud of energy within us. And over many hours and days and weeks of accumulations, the clouds will gather into weather patterns and create certain climate behaviors, which then dominate our mood, desires, intentions, and make us believe the entire world is the same climate. We have a vast freedom within us, all of us, already. We can watch our mind obsess about different thoughts, issues, and then effortlessly let them go. We all have a tendency to hang, to grab them and grip them. And we know that whenever we hold on too tightly, we're going to suffer. It always happens. And when we do suffer, we must notice why we are choosing this particular experience. Why am I experiencing this? You ask yourself this. So you see your thoughts for what they are. They happen so that you can one day recognize that you also have the freedom to sit back, relax, and observe glorious sunsets from the horizons. You have the choice to sit at the highest peak, above all the clouds, and smile as even the biggest cumulonimbus clouds sweetly float below you. You can just stop and realize that you are already free right now. The external world is just as much you as anything inside of your skin. All of us as human beings are a symptom of nature. We are not something that comes into the world, but something that comes out of it. That was Alan Watts. You think you're in a constant state of change? Yet the essential you is without change. It is changeless, timeless, and spacious. Everything around us in and that moves through the sky will change, yet the sky remains as it is. So we watch these thoughts. We keep our attention clear. We see what is it. What is it that's holding on to the weather? And if we do choose, in our own direction, be like the sky, and allow every cloud to move through us, feel into our vast infinite nature, it will allow every thought, feeling, and experience to effortlessly pass. And I dare all of you to explore this right now. Pretend that you are the sky for the next 15 minutes, and let these next thoughts and feelings pass on through. Do not cling to one single core, one thing. Do not cling to a single one. If you do cling, notice where you are clinging and why. We must learn from the sky. We must be willing to see what it has to teach us about ourselves. We must be willing to own those thoughts that seem to stick to us and understand why. We must see our patterns and observe how they arise and fall away without forgetting we are this vast consciousness that cannot be enslaved by anything. If every day is an awakening, you will never grow old. You will just keep growing. If every day is an awakening, you will never grow old, and you will just keep growing. And awareness, and that's the name of this meditation, awareness, is the only thing that will give us back our power. Each of us can let go of this wild, ephemeral world and allow ourselves to experience the vast beings that we all truly are. This vastness contains the bliss. Everyone, each and every single one of us is looking for, and ironically, it is always available right now. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted, and I'm sure we all are. And the first thing that we want to do is relax our bodies. Relax your body. Let it go. Let everything pass through you. Just try not to hang on to anything, to grip anything. Let it go. The body will relax and respond, dropping the shoulders, alleviating the stress in the lower spine and the cervical spine, the neck, the hands, the feet, the legs, and let it just flow off of you. Remember the hammock in between the trees, by the water. It's a summer day, a light breeze, you're in the hammock, and everything seems distant. The sounds are distant. Nothing's disturbing. Leaves are fluttering. Light breeze flowing over your body. And you don't move. And you're in complete, deep, eternal peace. And it is pure bliss. And your body will relax. And as the body relaxes, we want to move into the now. And the now is all we have. We do not have the past, and we do not have the future. The past we've experienced. It is dead. Many of us become seduced into the past, and we reminisce. It's very enticing. And then as we do that, we bring the past into our futures, and we create our futures from the past, relive the past in our future. And once we are knowledgeable of this and aware, then we stay in the now. And in this very moment, this now, we are creating our futures. Everything happens in the now. So as you write down the paradise that you desire to be in, the God planet that you visualized, all of our brothers and sisters, all life, the highest values in the universe, how you and what you desire to experience in your life, in your future. Now, being in the now stills the mind, the ego mind. The ego mind takes a nap. All that noise that we all are being bombarded with constantly 24/7 from the subconscious and the ego mind is gone. We're in that space between heartbeats. We are in quiet, solitude, peace, joy, and bliss within us. And as we are, we want to breathe. And we want to breath in through the nose and breath out through the mouth. Breathing is so important for our bodies. So many of us take breathing for granted. That's why so many shallow breathe. But when we focus on our breathing, it relaxes us, it calms us, it de-stresses us. And as we breath in, we're breathing in divine positive energy. Right? Visualize this for a moment. You breathe in, you breath in through the nose, nice and easy. And as you do this, you pull it in through the sacral chakra. Sacral chakra is your groin area. And as you pull it in, you pull it up through the center of your body. And at the center of your body are each of the chakra main points. So as we pull that air up in through the body, we pull it through the heart chakra, into the throat chakra, into the third eye chakra, into the crown chakra. And as we do that, we pull that and we visualize it and we turn that frequency of that breath, that divine positive energy, into pure liquid. We hold it briefly. I am light, I am love, I am power, I am bliss, I am joy, I am gentleness, I am kindness, I am generosity. And you release it over the pineal gland. Now, those of you who don't know where that is, get a chart and you'll see where it's at. Visualize it. You should be able to visualize it, know just exactly where it is. And as you do, you release this liquid over it, and it saturates it, and it expands. Remember, our pineal gland is the gateway to all the particles of existence. And it is the gateway to pure consciousness, total awareness, and beyond. So visualize doing this. This is very powerful energy that we are combining and pressuring into pure liquid energy. And as we do it and release it, we want to do this at least 6 times while I'm talking. And the pineal gland ends up not being a prune. It becomes full, like a rose that blooms open. And you feel this very powerful energy. Now, the divine positive energy that we continually take in is awareness. It's us becoming more and more aware. And it is the only thing that will give us back our power within us. And that we can let go of this wild, ephemeral world and allow ourselves to experience the vast being we all truly are. And the vastness contains the bliss everyone is looking for, and ironically, it has always been available, and it is always available right now. Now, we have the ego mind. We all know that. We know that the ego mind is always there. It's very, very it's persevering. It doesn't give up easy. And so it's constantly knocking on your door. No, come on over here. You're fine. Don't pay any attention to all that inward stuff. I want you over here. We were doing fine before you got interested in all of this inward stuff. But you become aware of the ego mind. It is your awareness. And the awareness is the only thing that will open you back up to the power within you. So we have others with us. And they've been with us since the beginning. We have the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes. All of the angels, this is another civilization that just vibrates at a higher frequency than we do. This is why we don't see them like we see each other here on this planet. They're also consciously aware that they are of the highest, deepest, eternal love, and from the highest, deepest, eternal love, and the highest and deepest, eternal gratitudes. And they love us, and we love them. And sometimes they'll come in as humanoid form just to give us a message. As I said, the last one that I met was in a little shop. He was just standing there at the entrance like he was waiting. Came in, he was just kind of glassy-eyed, staring around. He said, how you doing? And he said, I'm just wonderful. I'm fantastic. Isn't it just phenomenal to be living inside these bodies? I said, it absolutely is. And before I knew it, he was out the door, and I saw him look over his shoulder, walking down the sidewalk, and then he was gone. It happens with all of us as long as we are aware. And as many as 50, 60,000 of them can surround any one of us at any one time, and talk about bliss that is. We have the ascended masters: Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Sananda Jesus, El Morya, Abundancia, Hell, Thoth, many, many, many more. And they have mastered, and they've ascended out of body and hold God form. What is the God form? God form is pure consciousness. And they assist us constantly. We are mastering, and we have entered physical form to experience physical form. Our gods have entered physical form to experience physical form. Now, all of us are compelled to form a circle, a halo of light, embracing the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia. And this now, in this meditation, arm in arm, hand in hand, we form this light. The light is within all of us. So it's not physical form. And the light is so bright, it's a billion times brighter than the sun in this solar system. It's not like a light you would see on this planet. Its density and its expanse is unlimited. And it is the frequency of the highest, deepest, eternal love, from the highest, deepest, eternal love, and the highest and deepest, eternal gratitude. It is source. It's what created us. So we begin to levitate above the planet, and as we levitate and move up, or ascend, we move right into a gossamer field that's everywhere. And this field houses all of these vibrant colors of reflective light. And they're brilliant. And we have the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael, which is a column that reminds us that we have the power of healing, that we are the power of healing. We have the violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael, which is a column that reminds us of our power, of our strength, and of our resolve. we have the white fire, which is our armor. And the white fire is the highest, deepest, eternal love and gratitude. And we maintain this fire by having a high vibrational frequency of joy and bliss and happiness, without attachment, without expectations. Now, if we choose, we can lower our vibrational frequencies low enough where our field begins to become weak. And as we do that, we allow the lower dark matter frequencies to come in. We also have the purple transmuting flame. This is a column that reminds us that we can literally bring the purple transmuting flame in. We can transmute those low frequencies into neutral light substance, and we can send them back to pure consciousness for repurposing. We also have the violet ray. This is a column that reminds us that we can bring in the violet ray right after the purple transmuting flame, and we can literally lift all those low frequencies that were there and their residuals up and into the highest of deepest eternal love and gratitude, therefore restoring our white fire armor. It's our choice. No one else's. We also have the golden white pink light of source creation, of deep eternal love, gratitude. Source creation, of which created Mother, Father, God, the masculine, the feminine, and prime source creator God. All of us. Now, those of us that have physical forms step outside of our bodies and hover above our bodies. And as we continue to float up, we're compelled to call upon all the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. Only those who are consciously aware that they are of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love can join us in this now, in this meditation, this circle of light, highest and deepest, eternal gratitude. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-negativity, stillness of mind, non-ego, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, prosperity, benevolence, and tranquility. And they come in the gugaplexes. One gugaplex will fill this universe. They come in the trillions of gugaplexes from every direction. Arm in arm, hand in hand, their gods with our gods with theirs. They are with us in this now, in this meditation, this circle of light. They are of the highest, of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, and the highest of deepest eternal love. We are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, and the highest of deepest eternal love. And we are the one, and we are the love, and we are the God. And our God light energy is absolutely everywhere, and it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. We call upon all of the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, agartha, and beneath earth, all of these civilizations. There are many, many, many. Only those who are consciously aware that they are of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love and the highest of deepest eternal gratitude can join us in this now, in this meditation, in this circle of light. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence. They come in the billions, arm in arm, hand in hand, their gods with our gods with theirs. They are with us in this now, in this meditation, in this circle of light. They're of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude and the highest of deepest eternal love. We are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude and the highest of deepest eternal love. And we are the one. And we are the God. And we are the love. And our God light energy is absolutely everywhere, and it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. We call upon all the off-worlders, all of the galactics, only those who are consciously aware that they are of the highest, deepest eternal love from the highest, deepest eternal love and the highest, deepest eternal gratitude, can join us in this now, in this meditation, in this circle of light. Just to name a fraction of our familiarity with these many, many, many civilizations, the Arcturians, the Andromedans, the Pleiadians, and the Syrians. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, and benevolence. Then they come in the billions. They've been assisting us in our evolution, in our enlightenment, in our ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. Arm in arm, hand in hand, their gods with our gods with theirs. They are with us in this now, in this meditation, this circle of light. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude and the highest of deepest eternal love. We are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude and the highest of deepest eternal love. And we are the one. And we are the love. And we are the God. And our God light energy is absolutely everywhere, and it continues to intensify and it continues to expand. We call upon all of our loved ones, all of those who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. Only those that are consciously aware that they are of the highest, deepest eternal love from the highest, deepest eternal love can join us in this now, in this meditation, in this circle of light. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace. Benevolence and tranquility. And they come in the billions, arm in arm, hand in hand. Their gods with our gods with theirs. They are with us in this now, in this meditation, in this circle of light. They are of the highest, of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude and the highest of deepest eternal love. We are of the highest, of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude and the highest of deepest eternal love. And we are the one. And we are the God. And we are the love. And our God light energy is absolutely everywhere, and it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. We call upon all of the light energy beings who have decided to inhabit the following forms in this now, in this planet, Earth, Gaia, on, in, above, and below it. Only those who are consciously aware that they are of the highest of deepest eternal love from the highest of deepest eternal love can join us in this now, in this meditation, in this circle of light, in the highest of deepest eternal gratitude. Just to name a fraction of them, the fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, and the minotaur. Many, many, many more. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, generosity, gentleness, kindness, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence. and they come in the trillions. Color, shapes, sizes, forms, configurations of which many we have never seen before. Arm in arm, hand in hand, their gods with our gods with theirs. They are with us in this now, in this meditation, in this circle of light. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude and the highest of deepest eternal love. We are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude and the highest of deepest eternal love. And our God-light energy is absolutely everywhere. It is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever, and it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. We look up and we see our meditative sphere. We all created this sphere over 2 years ago. It sits center circle. It houses all of our meditations in perpetual motion. Over 800 meditations in perpetual motion of the highest of high frequencies of the deepest of eternal love and gratitude. That's why the sphere can be seen in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. And it continues to intensify and it continues to expand. It floods us all. Eternally. Head to toe, inside and out, both our physical and our etherical bodies. And it just saturates us with deep eternal love and gratitude. And each second we become more aware of all that we are. We also look up and we see this massive column that we've created. And it's larger than the solar system. And we look at the top and we can see this golden fluid ocean streaming 360 degrees from its top all the way around, saturating everything on this planet, in it, on it, above and below it. It is pure, deep, eternal love and gratitude. It is lifting the entire civilization of this planet into higher and higher and higher frequencies. Many are awakening. Many are awake. Those in slumber are opening their eyes. We see all of our brothers and sisters on this planet Earth, Gaia. We see all life, the highest value in the universes. And we embrace them all because they are part of us and we are part of them. And it is our awareness. It is our awareness that is the only thing that will give us back our power that is within us. And we will be able to let go of this wild, ephemeral world and allow ourselves to experience the vast beings that we all truly are. I'll join you in the meditation and I'll return to close us out.